Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Sorry if my voice is a little messed up. I just got through being sick for like a week. Not fun at all. It was also the first week of school, so double whammy. Made me super sick, or made me super tired. Not sick, I was sick. I am feeling better, but my voice is not back yet. So this was supposed to be the first video that came out during the catch up on Bookish Bingo from Hell, and this was the first one that I filmed, but for some reason I cannot find that particular video anywhere, so I kind of just went on without it, and now I'm coming back. So I think the last 3 days of videos have been like goals 2 and 3, goals 4 and 5, goal number 6, but you actually don't have goal number 1 because this is goal number 1, and somehow I lost that footage. I know it's all very complicated, but at the end of the day I'm just refilming it because now I have like 5 seconds to myself, so of course I'm gonna make myself a million times busier by doing this, and hopefully it'll be up in the next 2 or 3 days because I almost didn't make a video today. I need to edit like desperately. So basically, the Bookish Bingo from Hell, my first goal was to read 85% of the books that I hauled this year. I am terrified because I don't think that I'm near that, but that's okay. So these are my TBR. That is my TBR cards, which you can't really see, but that's okay because these are all the books that I bought this year and still haven't read. So we're gonna end with those ones. I'm gonna start with a section of books that I bought this year that I also read this year. However, I didn't like them enough to keep them. So I've either read or DNF'd all of these, and they just gotta go. They should be on my Pango, which is linked down below if you're interested in any of them, because just because I didn't like something doesn't mean you won't. It's okay to have differing tastes. So I'm gonna grab that stack, and I'm probably not gonna tell you a whole lot about these books. I'm just gonna like rapid fire, maybe, potentially. So I've read and or DNF'd all of these, and I no longer want them. So there's Hack Your Journal. Who am I kidding? I'm never going to be that girl. I wish that I could be that girl, but I'm not. I'm not. And I just need to get over it. So that one's just an haul without reading. The Rom-Con by Devin Daniels. Oh my god, this was so cute. I gave it 3 stars, so I didn't hate it. Here's the thing though. It's like a play-by-play of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. It's like the exact same thing, but the movie did it better for once. So I had fun with it, but I'm never... When I think of my romance, I'm never gonna think of that again. Hollywood Ending by Tosh Skilton. Here's the thing, it was a buy one get one half off. at Barnes, and there was a different book that I really wanted to read, and I bought it and I read it right away, but I couldn't find a different book that I wanted, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll try Hollywood Ending. Here's the thing. I do not like Hollywood romance, especially like fictional Hollywood romance. It gives me the ick. Then I read The Orphanage by the Lake by Daniel G. Miller. I didn't like this one. It's like a private investigator type of series. Apparently it's a series, and no, just not for me. The Perfect Ruin by Sharona Williams. I didn't finish this one. Need I say more? It's about a con woman, and I don't like con stories. I just find them very anticlimactic. Deepened by Allie Hazelwood. Y'all are gonna hate me. I'm so sorry. I have DNF'd this book 4 times this year. It's time for me to say goodbye. I don't like it. I'm so sorry. I love Allie Hazelwood, but that is not it. Then Priest by Sierra Simone, and oh my gosh. Ooh, things get steamy in here. And I didn't hate the steamy parts. I mean, I liked the steamy scenes, but it was also like, I'm learning about myself for dark romance. I thought I would hate dark romance, but I don't. I hate erotica that you think is dark romance, but it has no plot. It's just steamy scene after steamy scene after whoo. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my taste. So if you're one of those whoo girlies, I highly recommend Priest. I just didn't like it because it felt very I don't even want to say insta love, just insta attraction, which I guess that makes sense. Like, you can be attracted to someone right away, but I don't know, it just felt really, really fast, really, really steamy. It's not a bad book. I just don't see myself continuing with the series or ever rereading it, so it's gotta go. The Safe Place by Anna Downs. I don't know what she was thinking. Me, in the past. I don't know what she was thinking when she bought The Safe Place by Anna Downs again. There's a reason that I unhauled it many years ago, and I should have just listened to her. Then these are like Hollywood fake dating romances, and I don't care. Summer in the City by Alex Astor actually takes place in New York, but it's between a screenwriter and a actor, I believe, or a director. I think it's an actor. I didn't care. The Decoy Girlfriend by Lily Valve, I also did not care about. So there's that, and there's also The Girl, this book by Jack Ketchum. I DNF'd that and unhauled it, and it has since been sold on Pango. I don't know what we're up to. I'll do all the math things at the end, okay? Okay, this next stack is right here. These are all the books that I bought this year and also read this year. Ooh, ooh, go Alita. Ooh, ooh, go Alita. Anyways, let's jump in. This first one is The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. Ooh, this is a domestic thriller, which I'm kind of out of my domestic thriller era, but this was not even unexpected. I called it from the beginning. But it was kind of twisted, so I liked it. Then there's House of Glass by Sarah Pecknin. I really, really enjoyed this. This follows a lawyer who is trying to get to the bottom of this case where this little girl has gone completely mute after what everyone assumes is killing her nanny. But there are so many secrets and so much stuff going on in this that it will leave you guessing until the end. Although it didn't really leave me guessing because I was convinced of what I was convinced of. But I can't tell you because spoilers. Say You Still Love Me by K.A. Tucker. This was a second chance romance of sorts, but it was very, heavy on the contemporary, heavy on the world, and less heavy on the romance. Although there was romance in it. I didn't hate this one. I kind of find this one to be more of the middle of the road, but I liked it more than I disliked it. It's just that I'm not really a fan. I don't mind second chance romance when it's done right, but this one is like a second chance romance of when they were in high school. And it just felt very juvenile because they were juveniles. And it was fine. I might ultimately end up getting rid of this one later down the line, but I'm not ready to yet. Then Until It Fades by K.A. Tucker. This is hands down my favorite K.A. Tucker book that I've read so far, ? I don't know, The Simple Wild was pretty good, but it's been a few years. I do want to go back to that series, though. It's actually on my August TBR, so fingers crossed that we get there. But Until It Fades kind of follows Catherine, who saves this guy from fiery depths of a car crash that he was in. It turns out that he ends up being this famous hockey player, and it kind of is like a sports romance, but more than that, it's about Catherine moving on with her life from some things that happened to her in her past and not letting the fear of what happened previously hold her back anymore, because maybe it's been holding her back for a while. Then there's The Ex-Vows. I almost said The Ex-Hex, but that's a different book. The Ex-Vows by Jessica Joyce. Oh, this one was cute. It was just lighthearted and fun. You follow Georgia and Eli. And they're enemies because they used to date and now they don't date anymore, but they're both going to mutual friends' wedding and they have to pretend to get along for the wedding, and then real feels happen, and it's so good. I also bought and read Where's Molly by H.C. Carlton. Oh my god. This was another steamy one, but this one has equal parts steam and equal parts plot, and that's what I like in my dark romance. I like more plot driven, but some extracurriculars. But Molly has been missing for 2 weeks, and she's on a rampage. I can't tell you a lot because it's short, and also it's like the first in a spin-off series from the Cat and Mouse duet by H.D. Carlton, like Hunting Adeline and Haunting Adeline. Yeah. So I can't tell you a whole lot, but just know Molly is a badass, and she cray-cray a little bit. She's out for revenge, so don't cross her more than you already have. Then there's First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This was everything. Follows Aiden and Lucy. So Aiden is a talk show radio host. Lucy's daughter calls in and says, "Oh, my mom doesn't believe in love anymore, it's a crock of..." Yeah. And then Lucy goes on the phone and she's like, "Why are you talking to my daughter?" "Oh, she called you, really?" And then they ask her questions about love, and she's very tainted on her view of love. And it's like this ultra slow burn romance, because she ends up going to the radio show that he hosts, and they banter on air, and they don't like each other. I don't know. I don't think they're ever enemies, but the banter is smoking. The banter is really nice. The banter's hot, okay? The banter's so hot. And slowly they fall in love with each other, and it was everything. I cried. The ending of this book, sobbed. And actually, you haven't seen it yet, but there will be a reading vlog of this and a lot of other books. But oh my gosh, sobbed. Talk about sobbing. I also read The Godparent Trap by Rachel Van Dyken and sobbed my heart out. So this one, you follow Kobe and Rip. So Rip's little sister is Kobe's best friend, and the sister / best friend dies, and so does her husband, and they die in this crash. And then Kobe and Rip are their nieces, their children, his sister's children, are put into their custody, because that is, they are the godparents. They, that's what their parents wanted. So not only are you following Kobe and Rip as they are grieving over their best friend / sister, and the husband was their best friend too, so they were a very close-knit group. But Rip and Kobe tried to date once. I think there was one really messy date, went terribly, and they decided they're better as friends, because he's super organized and very much like a stick in the mud, and we're gonna do things like this, and there's no questions, and yes boss, and to Kobe it seems like he can't have any fun, and to Rip, Kobe seems more like all she's about is fun. She doesn't have a serious bone in her body. How could, whatever. And slowly but surely, not only are they grieving and you're sobbing because of the grief, but then on the next page, you have the banter between them that makes me laugh out loud. And I don't laugh. because I'm a soulless monster. No, I'm just kidding. I don't laugh in books. Just, I don't know. I think that's weird. But I cry often, clearly. But this was so good. Oh, and the smut, top tier. It takes a long time to get there. Like, the payout was worth it. But I was like, it was kind of one of those books where you knew before the main character knew that the way he felt about her. And oh my god, it was just, it was so perfect. It was so sad because I sobbed. I cried because the grief is real. But there were some things about like kinship. Like, I'm a foster mom, so some things about kinship. I've never dealt with kinship, so I don't know the answers. But I was like, it made me question things a little bit. But oh my gosh, top tier. This will be on my favorite books of the year. If it's not, then go me. That means my year is amazing. Talk about one of my favorite books of the year. I read Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman this year. What? This is dark. This is sadistic. And it makes me uncomfortable to read it. But I loved it. So you follow Cora and Dean. Cora's sister is getting married to Dean. See where I'm going there? Okay. Put that on pause for a second. And let's talk about Cora. She got hammered. Like, it's closing time at the bar. She can't even walk straight. I'm not even, like, making stuff up. She's gone. Her sister didn't answer the phone. And I think she called a bunch of people. Nobody answered because it's like 3 a.m. And, you know, what adult is going to be... I mean, some are, but truly. She called Dean, who woke up from, you know, being asleep. He's like, hello, and he's like half dead or whatever. And she's like, I'm still out. Can you come get me? I know you hate me. And reluctantly, he goes to pick her up. But while he is picking her up, this other man comes up and starts talking to Cora. And then Dean rolls his window down and he's like, Cora, let's go. And this man was like, hey, is this your girl? And he's like, fuck no. And Cora gets in the car and she's like, you couldn't even pretend. And he's like, no. And then they go down the highway where they get stopped by a cop. And the next thing they know, they're waking up in a psychopath's basement, both being held hostage, both being forced to do the most atrocious things. Like, it was sickening. They were held hostage for 19 days. But a lot of this story is what happened after that 19 days. But the part that was that 19 days, sickening, terrifying, horrifying, disturbing, gross. But I couldn't look away. I'm gonna leave it at that. Then The Player Next Door by K.A. Tucker and The Hustler Next Door by K.A. Tucker. I didn't like The Hustler Next Door as much as I like The Player Next Door, so I have also already unhauled that one, but it will be included in the numbers at the end. This was a cute, like, small town romance, and I very much so enjoyed this one. This Girl's a Killer by M.S.C. Wells. This follows Cordelia Black, who is a serial killer. She's out for revenge. And I really can't tell you anything else because the whole thing about this book is it's a thriller, and the less you know, the better. Like, seriously, don't look anything up. Just go straight into this serial killer story. And then the last one that I bought and read this year was Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. It was fine. Here's the thing, I love Abby. She's on a whole different level. She's like way up here, generally speaking. I gave this a 3. I gave this book a 3. A 3. That breaks my heart. It wasn't terrible, but it didn't have the same Abby magic. It's okay, Abby. I will still read a grocery list that you write. If you ever wrote me one, I would read anything Abby wrote, but this one did not hit as much as everything else by this author. Alright, and the last section is what is still left on my TBR cart. So these are the ones that I've bought this year and have not read yet. So, okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. There's Aragon by Christopher Poloni. I need to read this, but it's fantasy, and she's big. Then I have Compassions in the Courts by Frank Caprio. This was sent to me by the publisher, so thank you so much. But this is the Rhode Island judge. Compassion in Rhode Island. I don't think that's it. I don't know. Providence, Rhode Island. Compassion in Providence. I don't remember. If I know it, then it's linked down below. But I love this judge. This was also sent to me. This is All the Men I've Loved Again by Kristen Pride. I have no idea what this one's about because, you know, it was sent unsolicited, and thank you so much for sending this. This was the first book that I bought in 2025. I was so excited to read it that it's been sitting on my shelf for 8 months and counting. This is The Accidental Pinup by Danielle Jackson. So she is a photographer living in New York. She's plus size. And this rival photographer contacts her, and she's like, her name's Cassie, and this rival is Reed. And Reed contacts her, and he's like, hey, I need you for a photo shoot. She's like, sure. And she shows up, and he wants her to model his lingerie line that he, you know, designed. And she's like, no, I don't model, I'm behind the camera. And I think as she's growing her confidence and modeling for him, I think sparks fly and they fall in love. Then we have Foe by Anne Reid. Honestly, this was just a Ian Reid pick because I've loved We Spread by this author, And I enjoyed Things We Never Get Over. I'm thinking of ending things. That's what it is. It was really good. It was twisted. And I heard that this one is very much similar in tone as I'm thinking of ending things as Foe. So I'm excited. Not Safe for Work by Nisha J. Tooley. The headline is what got me on this one. It says, the company newsletter is about to get spicy. I think that these are rivals at work. And they get picked to go on this Hawaiian excursion. But they're going to be working and they're going to be competing to see which one of them gets a promotion. But of course sparks fly and they fall in love and all that ushy-gushy stuff. Did I say ushy-gushy? Yeah, I meant mushy-gushy. Whatever. This was... this was another one that was sent to me, so thank you for sending me this. This is The Forest of Missing Girls by Nichol Gerdalis, right? So the forest is hungry. Her family's secrets are tangled in the trees. Leah, see, I think it's weird because my daughter's name is spelled the same way. But Leah always hoped to outgrow her fear of the woods surrounding her home. The dark, menacing trees have long been the site of whispered legends and disappearances of girls like her. But after a breakup sends her back to live with her family, the woods feel even more sinister. Then we have See You Next Fall by Annabelle McCormick. This is discover a captivating friends to lovers contemporary romance that transcends boundaries in the heartwarming and steamy tale. Then there's Silhouette Sisterhood by Fallon Dermani. Friends by Chance, Sisters by Choice. I don't really know what it's about. Then there's Never Planned on You by Lindsay Hammeroff. This one again was sent to me, but this one came out in February and I should have read it by now, but I haven't. I think it's about a baker who falls in love with the CEO. I could be completely wrong. I might just be making this up. Is She Really Going Out With Him by Sophie Consensus. Anna has left her love life behind after a painful divorce. Who needs a man when she has 2 kids, a cat, and a uncontested control of the TV remote? Besides, she'd rather be single than subject herself to the hell of online dating. But her office rival is vying for her column, and no column means no stable source of income. In a desperate attempt to keep her job, Anna finds herself pitching a unique angle. 7 dates, all found offline, chosen by her children. Come on, that sounds great. Then Hunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. This is the second in the cat and mouse duet. I can't tell you anything about this because it's the second in a duet. Haunting Adeline is, I'm currently halfway done with it, so I'm not going to count it on this portion of the book. I'm actually going to come in at the end and grab 3 books that I forgot about that I have finished or that will be finished very, very soon. It's a dark romance, though, if you couldn't tell. Then we have Keep Her Safe, Be the Girl and A Fate of Wrath and Ruin, A Fate of Wrath and Flame, all by K.A. Tucker. So here's the thing, I bought a lot of K.A. Tucker, just like a whole book lot off Pingo for cheap, and I've been plugging away at it, as you can tell, because there were a few K.A. Tuckers over there, and those are just the 3 that I have left. So I'm actually very proud of myself. I think I had 9 to begin with, and now I only have 3. That means I'm actually doing a decent job. I am scared to do the math, and that's why I'm talking a lot right now. But I will go do the math and... Oh, wait. I need to come in with the 3 that will be done. Haunting Adeline, you know, haunting her, not hunting her. That one will be over because I'm halfway done. I'll be able to finish it. Wedding Dashers by Heather McBreen. P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. These were epic, by the way. I love them both. But P.S. I Hate You has a very special place in my heart because it's about this guy named Josh. He is her brother, Maddie's brother, and Dom's best friend. And they're like, they hate each other. But Josh dies. It's not a spoiler. Josh dies, and they are tasked, Dom and Maddie are tasked with taking him to the 8 places that he wanted to go before he died but couldn't go because he got sick, and he was a world traveler, but he couldn't get to those 8 places, so he sent Dom and Maddie, and he sent them together because of reasons that are spoilers that I'm just now realizing. But over these like road trip slash airplane slash train trip slash like this epic adventure with her worst enemy, with the man she hates the most, and slowly but surely they fall in love with each other, and oh my god, this one was an adventure romp through France. Ada's little sister is getting married, and she has an almost one night stand with this gentleman, and she finds out that he's actually going to the same wedding that she's going to, and they get like snowed into the airport, so then they have to find alternate transportation, and then all these misadventures happen because everything goes wrong on the trip, but maybe not everything went wrong, and maybe they fall in love. But oh my god, this one had me sobbing. If you couldn't tell, I love books that make me sob. Anyways, I'm gonna go tally up all the stuff and tell you what my percentage is. It's probably not good.